Hi, I'm Chris Johnson, Senior Pastor of the First Baptist Church of San Antonio, and we're grateful that you're here. As we approach Easter, we're walking with Jesus towards the cross in a unique way. In our great hall, where you're likely standing now, we'll have 5 banners hanging that represent Jesus' journey. And each week, you'll see the banners shift as we get closer to Easter. Our hope is that this visual will inspire worship and repentance, so that we'll be transformed by the Spirit of God in our consideration of the cross. Now, along this journey, we'll examine Romans 10 together. And the most appropriate place for us to begin is in Romans 10:1, where the Apostle Paul writes, "My heart's desire and my prayer to God for them is their salvation." Paul is clear what he longs for. He gives us insight as to what he cries out to God about. What is your heart? What's your prayer? If you took an assessment of all the things that crowd your mind, what kind of priorities would you find there? And when you pray, what do you run to God with? You see, Paul wrote that when Jesus Christ met him on the road to Damascus, his life was transformed. The things he said were different now. The way he treated people flipped from violence to kindness. And his thoughts were renewed. Where he once harbored vengeance, he now only cared about other people's salvation, even those people that despised him. Jesus had turned Paul's world upside down, and by giving him new life, Paul saw the world and everyone in it differently now. All people were valuable. And previously, for Paul, people were disposable. People he didn't like, he would terrorize. But now in Jesus, things changed. His heart cared for each one. And he would offer the story of Jesus, this Jesus who reconfigured his heart for good to others. And now, late in his life, other people were Paul's heart and his prayer. He was no longer consumed by selfishness, but his heart longed for their salvation in Jesus Christ. And that's the way he prayed. Jesus expanded his heart and expanded his prayers so that he focused on others and how Jesus might transform them too. He knew Jesus and how Jesus had transformed his life. And he hoped that everyone would know that same kind of renewal. I hope that we'll find that too. A renewal in Jesus Christ that we can't keep to ourselves and that develops deep affections for others and their salvation too.